इतना सफर है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन ही नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, one and all. We welcome each one of you to our another informative session of Business Opportunity Over Chai webinar series. Franchise India is among top 10 management consulting companies in India, and we are helping all investors as well as brand for their expansion. We truly believe in perfect partnership between both the parties, brands as well as investors. We welcome management team of Franchise India. Gaurav sir, along with Gaurav sir, we welcome Sonya ma'am. During the course of the webinar, first we'll start our webinar with the correct and complete understanding about the brand for the day, and then we'll take all your queries. We'll have a panel discussion. The brand which we are presenting you today is a brand based out in Gurugram, and it's a professionally managed EV brand. Zypp is the brand, and we welcome Mr. Akash, who will talk about this particular brand. If I talk about brand, they have a vision to make India carbon free. The brand has a passionate team who deals in wide portfolio of customer made e-vehicles, and they already cater to leading online market players like Amazon, Zomato, Flipkart, and Myntra. And it is our privilege to welcome and present this particular brand for each one of you. Thank you so much, Akash, for joining in today. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Archana. Appreciate, and thanks everyone for joining in. Yes, let me just share my screen and talk about a little bit of the opportunity, which is Zypp Electric. One sec. I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, Akash, if we can just go for full screen.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you.
Great. So yes, today you have a very interesting opportunity, which is Zypp Electric. As you know, India is wanting to go electric in a big way. There's the government mandate in a lot of cities where government is asking, delivery companies and people also to adopt EVs. Why they are doing that is because we all know that we are in cities which are hugely, polluted, and there's a solution which is there for pollution. And Zypp Electric is on a mission to solve this problem at large. We are a 3-year-old company based in Gurgaon, and today we are the largest electric last mile delivery company in India, right? And I'll take you through more about this opportunity, and we're proud to be associated with Franchisee India on this very interesting opportunity at hand, right? So electric vehicles definitely are going to be the future of last mile delivery. And why? Because of two important reasons. One, because of cost saving, right? Every delivery which is done via electric vehicles, we are able to save 10 to 20% of cost for the end mile delivery partners, right? Right from Amazon to Big Basket to Flipkarts and others. The second reason why it is very critical to adopt electric is because it is sustainable, it is eco-friendly, and it is pollution-free. And hence, government is also, as I rightly said, mandating. This Delhi government has a policy where they've mentioned that the entire logistics segment should become 100% electric by 2025. That's in the latest Delhi EV policy, which was launched in August of 2020, right? So this is what Zypp's mission also, is. Right. Now, what is Zypp Electric? Zypp Electric is today, providing the best, the most efficient, the most eco-friendly, the most economical, and the most professional last mile delivery solution to a lot of players in the market, right? Right from e-commerce to e-grocery to e-retail to a lot of offline stores, right? And a lot of restaurants and a lot of medicine stores. Everyone is today relying to Zypp Electric, for their last mile delivery needs. And again, the reason is because we are efficient, we are branded, we are eco-friendly, and we are economical, right? Why Zypp Electric and how it can help the country and all of you guys, because we've done a lot of work over the last 3 years built on technology, right? So we are a company which built the entire electric vehicle ecosystem in India, right from which is the vehicle that should be doing last mile deliveries. We worked on that, and we have the largest fleet today, of 1,000 plus electric scooters, which is doing last mile delivery in about 6 cities as of now, and we're looking to expand from 6 to 30 cities over the next 12 months, right? And hence this opportunity. Second is we have a great training platform for all the riders. We hire people in a certain way, and then we train them in a certain way, and we basically groom them to ensure that there's a very consistent experience to the customer, who's delivering khushiyon ki delivery at the end. That's our tagline, right? We have a customized pricing, which is something which is not available in the market. Even if there's a grocery store, which is a mom and pop kirana store where you shop things from, or it's a branded retail store like a Spencer's, or it's a large customer, which is a national customer like a Big Basket or an Amazon. Today, Zypp works with all of these guys and present a very customized pricing basis the need of the customer, right? And it is all tech oriented. Then we have an on-demand delivery platform also. So we have an app, we have a merchant panel, which is again customized for merchants so that they can handle, Zypp can handle their deliveries in a very, very efficient way. And merchants don't have to do a lot of things, right? Then it is a fully secure and reliable platform because we are all tech enabled. We basically do a complete tech enabled KYC process, the entire routing algorithm, IoT, AI, ML enablement to ensure that the riders are getting the maximum deliveries in a day. Uh, how you can efficiently do milk in the morning, e-commerce in the afternoon, food in the night is how we are building the tech stack for maximizing these deliveries. And then API enabling for a lot of our merchants so that they don't have to do again work. It straight away goes to the rider, and straight away they get a notification that the task is delivered, where's the rider at any point in time. All of that is tech enabled, right? Which is what Zypp provides. What we also have worked on very aggressively is to build custom vehicles, which are required for last mile deliveries. There is one customer who would need 100 kilos to be loaded every day. There's one customer who would need food to be hot when delivered. There's someone who's looking at cold things to be delivered, like a meat or a vaccine or something. Then there are customers who would be looking at 500 kilos to be delivered via loaders, and there'll be customers who want to just do very micro distance deliveries within the societies also. So Zypp has a array of vehicles which we very closely worked with our OEM partners, and then they customize all these products for Zypp. And that's when after going through the entire customization process and the road testing, load testing, then the vehicles are deployed out in the market. and all the vehicles are IoT enabled. So while these are all lithium ion powered vehicles, which gives a shelf life of at least 3 years warranty on all the batteries, motors, controllers, but also these are built with IoT, so that all the data is coming from the vehicle at any point in time, and that is available for driving more efficiencies, right? So we have a great backend panel which is capturing all this data and presenting it to our partners and also customers and the team to manage it, right? So e-commerce is bridging this gap, right, with EVs, and there's a big focus area. It's a news. If you search Amazon plus electric, if you search Big Basket plus electric, if you search Flipkart plus electric, you'll see a lot of news that how soon and how fast they're all wanting to adopt EVs. And today, Zypp has already worked with all these partners, right? These are a few partners. We are working, today with more than 400 brands, and we are solving their last mile deliveries. These are a few names, some good names, which are already working with Zypp Electric in the market, right? Whether it's groceries, whether it's medicine, whether it's fashion, whether it's food, whether it's e-commerce, Zypp is today serving everyone, and there's a very interesting opportunity which has come up post-COVID, where a lot of offline stores are also wanting to go online, right? There's Easy Day, which is wanting to deliver to customers. There is Modern Bazaar, which is already working with Zypp since March, and then there is Subway, there's, Licious. There are so many customers who are wanting to deliver. And when they want to deliver with electric, Zypp becomes the best brand, because we've solved the vehicle, we have solved the battery swapping infrastructure, which is again very important, part to build the electric EV ecosystem. We've solved the technology, with the app as well as the rider app, so that all of this is clubbed together to present a great offering to the customer, right? This is a great team which is on board, right? And we are doing a great job together. I have worked for 10 years, in the marketing domain, right from Airtel to Snapdeal to heading marketing at MobiKwik, to Tel. I'm an MBA from IMT Ghaziabad, right? And now building this venture for the last 3 years plus. Right, Rashi is the co-founder. She's also an MBA in finance. She's also founded her own company before starting Zypp with me, which was Let's Flaunt. Worked for 7 years in S&P, total 10 years experience. Vishwajit was a great friend at MobiKwik, my teammate, and he's working with us. He's heading marketing at Zypp Electric. And Putul, he's our HR. We have finance leads, tech leads, ops leads, a great team who's built the entire ecosystem and passionate to deliver on electric, right? We've also been one of the thought leaders across the industry, whether it's a webinar or any EV conclave, whether it's with Niti Aayog or with Startup India or with top EV circles. Zypp is the first brand which comes to their mind when they want to talk about anything which is electric, right? Media has covered us very, very aggressively, right from Forbes to Your Story to this one, CNBC, to Economic Times, to Times of India. You search Zypp Electric, you'll find news all across the board, talking about what Zypp is doing. In fact, recently we were covered in Forbes India, and I'll share that snippet with you guys in the latest January 15th edition. We are a part of that story, right? Again, what differentiates a brand is the way that consumer perceives that brand and how that brand is talking to the customer. Today, when a delivery boy comes from an Amazon or a Flipkart, you will not have any experience, right? The guy will come, ring your doorbell, and you will collect the shipment, and you'll forget that guy. What Zypp is trying to do is to build this entire ecosystem to be branded, right? The scooter is branded. So there's a Zypp electric scooter, which is, pollution free, which is coming to the doorstep. The way the guy greets the customer is different. The way the guy is wearing the uniform is different. The way the guy is delivering the shipment is different. And every shipment, there's a carbon, notion which we are delivering to the customer. You can note that, okay, this delivery that you've done, you saved 50 grams of carbon. You've saved 200 kilos of carbon, right? That's the kind of, a service that we are able to give to every customer who's working with us. And hence we have a great social media presence also. Right. And now I'm coming to the franchisee, proposal which we've talked about, and I would like whenever required, franchisee team also to chip in, right? The idea is that how you can become a part of this great initiative which we are building. Today, we are present in 6 cities. As I said, we want to grow because our clients are asking us that how soon Zypp can be in a Lucknow, can be in a Bangalore, can be in a Mumbai, can be in a Pune. And hence, this opportunity is large because we've done all the groundwork, homework, technology, EVs. We are now wanting partners who can take this revolution ahead with us, which is the biggest EV revolution in the building, right? So yes, as you all know, that post COVID, right, and generally also, India is a country of 1.3 billion people. Today, the e-retail penetration is less than 10% in the country, right? E-grocery penetration is just 2%, of Indians uh, today get groceries delivered at home. But like e-commerce has touched 10% of the country, grocery will also grow. And automatically e-commerce is also reaching to, more than 500 towns in the country, right? Urban India has already tested it. Now is the time to go to tier 2, tier 3, tier 1 towns, right? Tier 1 is already, in a way done, right? And now everyone is wanting to go electric. So there is, people have more capacities to, spend money. People are all online. They have all the apps to order. And India has the maximum smartphones and the maximum data adoption now post geo, and hence e-commerce in itself going to grow 4x over the next 5 years. From 2021 to 2025, e-commerce will grow from a $30 billion industry to a $120 billion industry, right? And if e-commerce will grow, last mile delivery automatically has to become and reach the masses, right? So if you look at what is home delivery market, there is perishable goods like food, vegetables, groceries, and there is non-perishable, which is already, there, electronics, mobile phones, fashion, the hygiene products, the books, entertainment, everything is the non-perishable goods. And home delivery segment, there is self-delivery happening, where companies are trying to deploy it by themselves, but they find it very tough. There's shared delivery via aggregators like a Delivery or a Blue Dart, and there's 3PL partners, which are packers and movers. All of these three are something which Zypp is trying to handle. We are trying to shift the self-delivery to a Zypp Electric. We're trying to shift the shared delivery players like a Delivery and DHL also to work with Zypp Electric because they want to go electric. And we are working with 3PL partners already, providing the last mile delivery service to all the major brands, right? So Zypp falls in all three paradigms today, right? What is our plan? Yes, you must be wondering what is it that we are trying to power across India, right? So so the way that we are structuring this entire program for a franchisee partner is to take baby steps, help the franchisee partner in the entire journey, and to build a robust network, of expansion across various cities, right? We've already are receiving a lot of queries, from a lot of franchisees, or business owners or enterprises who are wanting to deploy this in more cities, and hence we try to structure this with Franchisee India. We basically at Zypp Electric, headquarters, which is based in Gurugram, we manage the entire technology, we manage the entire marketing and brand building for our franchisee partners of electric mission, right? Which is something that will help you expand in any city wherever you are, right? What is our proposal for a franchisee partner is we'll build the sales team alongside you, which is going to be the offline sales team. We today get about 15 to 20 queries every day from businesses who are wanting to deliver by electric. When we'll put on the offline grounds team with you, we will get ground retailers. There'll be smaller retailers who would want to deliver electric. We will convert all of them, right? Then we empanel all the kinds of merchants who we already work with. We receives, there is entire tech integration that we do with all the partners who go across with our app and the merchant panel. They go through the app, they place the request, or they go through the merchant panel, they place the request, and the trained rider goes to the merchant, picks the shipment, deliver to the customer's home, right? That's the way that we structure this. So we are looking at a city master franchisee model where the franchisee partner deploys the vehicle, which is going to be given by Zypp Electric. We'll set up the sales and BD teams to do local client onboarding, and we will do local city marketing. That is what the franchisee partner does. Zypp looks at the entire technology, the entire growth of national partners who are already working with us to expand into smaller cities, and the entire marketing side of things, and hand-holding the franchisee partner in terms of how to hire the riders, how to train the riders. The entire training kit, the entire technology bit is done by us, right? Which are the cities that we are looking for? Definitely in the next, so today we are in 6 cities with 1,000 vehicles. We are on a rapid expansion plan to grow from 1,000 to 10,000 electric scooters. We are on a rapid expansion plan to grow from 6 cities to 30 cities. So the next 25 cities we are looking to deploy via our franchisee partners. And yes, all the cities which are mentioned on the map, we are already getting a lot of requests from our partners to expand there. Right from Bhopal, Indore, Surat, Ahmedabad, Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, everywhere there's a demand for Zypp, right? So demand is not going to be the problem. The execution is where the secret sauce lies, right? And which is what we would want, great entrepreneurs to come forward and build this, alongside with us. These are the financial dynamics of this project, right? So we are looking at a 600 square feet area, which is going to be the bike parking and charging, space, and a little bit of space for office setup, so that you can hire riders there. You can, manage with a smaller team out there. And we look for a minimum 25 e-bikes to be deployed to launch in any new city, right? And the basic project cost, which is, the one-time expenditure, is going to be about 8.6 lakhs, which includes the interiors, the equipment, the franchisee fee, right? And on top of it, there's a refundable security deposit and the lease deposits for the bikes, and the working capital requirement, which is an additional, somewhere around 23, 24 lakhs. So in total, your gross project cost is about 31 lakhs. Out of that, 8.6 lakhs is your setup cost, and the rest is your, refundable or working capital costs. The way that we see year on year how you can monetize this, the payback period of this project is today pegged at about 33.8 months, and you can see a cumulative ROI of about 400% by the year 5. By the first year, you will be burning a little, but from the next month you'll start making profit. Next year, year 2, you're going to start making profits. And this is a very, 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 very pessimistic assumption that we've done here, that we will grow very slowly, considering the franchisee partners would be new in a city, while the idea is to try to maximize the earnings early on. But then for the estimates basis, we've kind of done a very, very simple analysis here, right? Anything to add here from Anshul? You guys can. Sure, I think I'll move on. The ideal partner profile that we are looking at from the franchisee partner, is someone who is really interested to build a long business together with us, right? We would like you to have an operational expertise, because this is going to be an ops driven business along with technology. We'll hire delivery partners, which we will help the franchisee partner to hire riders. These are the brands which already are working with us, right? So convince the retail brands and businesses to outsource their delivery function to Zypp Electric, right? That's the key role of the franchisee partner. And then bring franchisee owned, franchisee operated kind of a model for franchisee partners. And we can start with a smaller geography, which can be a part of the area of a city, and then go deeper basis the comfort and the appetite of the franchisee partner to grow alongside with us in more areas, right? This is what Zypp, as I was talking about, a few pictures on how we are branding the entire experience for the partners and for the end customers, right? These are the Zypp Electric partners in picture. The way that the entire training module is structured and the training happens, and the kits allocation to the rider partners, all of that is done by the Zypp team. We even have onboarded a lot of women partners, because gender diversity is something that we care for, as we care for the environmental, efficiency that we are trying to build, right? So that's what we do. This is the latest Forbes, India coverage of Zypp Electric, which is in the January 15th, 2021 edition. You can catch it in one of the nearby stores, and go through the Zypp journey, also very nicely described out here. We are already VC funded also as a company. We've raised good capital, and Zypp is going to grow rapidly, anyways, with all this program also, right? So we are summarizing this opportunity now. It's a road to enter into the electric vehicle mission in India, right? Which is going to be the next big industry. It's a sunrise industry, which is EV. And today, if you join hands on an EV mission, I think the journey is going to be very long and strong, because the entire IC vehicles have to go electric. And Zypp today has built the entire ecosystem to do that faster, right? Alongside with the government. So evolving demand of home deliveries is something that you all know. Brands are keen to move to electric, and they are wanting to outsource delivery services. EV has to replace all the IC engine bikes to save pollution and to become, lower cost of operations, right? Zypp is the biggest brand in EV last mile delivery today. It is well funded. It has a great team. It has a great experience. It has a great technology, and it has all the right OEM tie-ups, and partner tie-ups to expand faster. Franchisee, we are looking at local pool, because you would know your geography better. An Alwar guy would know Alwar better rather than Zypp today, right? And so is for Jodhpur, so is for Kota, so is for, Lucknow or Meerut. And hence we want to use that experience to grow into, newer cities. There's lesser investment. There's not a crazy investment that we are asking for, right, to build this venture. And there is definitely return on, investment, which is here, and a refundable deposit against the e-bikes also, which is going to be, given by Zypp. And the entire business opportunity is already looming large with us. So I think this brings the end to the deck, right? Let's join the future of EVs together with Zypp, is what is, my ask.
Thank you, Akash. A lovely presentation. I think you've done the right thing in the right time. And we've seen your growth. Congratulations for what you already built, and congratulations to your team to really scale this up to a certain size. I'll start with the question. What is the current size of the vehicle population in India, and where is your market share sitting on? And that's one. And second, what do you see 2021? I mean, let's see this year itself. What is the kind of a vehicle population you expect from an overall size viewpoint would be in demand? And this can be both from a new vehicles and also for a lot of conversion. I mean, new business also conversion, which is happening. People are moving into electric, and both governments are pushing. And I think also responsible companies are also shifting themselves with a better sustainability. So
Right.
what is your opinion on that?
Sure, Gaurav. So today, in 2021, there'll be 6.1 million gig workers who will be doing last mile delivery in India, right? 60 lakh delivery partners, doing last mile delivery in India. Today, if you talk about how many of them are on electric, I think we can count them, in numbers. It will be less than 2,000 of them. Zypp itself has about 1,000. I would say if there are some experiments running in smaller cities, there would be another, 1,000, 1,500 more, right? Which is going to be smaller experiment. So hence we are talking about a huge shift of opportunity, right? Of these delivery boys to go electric. What it brings to the delivery boy is also very, very interesting, right? Because if a delivery guy adopts an electric vehicle, they will be saving at least 5,000 more, monthly. So a guy who's earning 10 to 12,000 in a month, if he's able to save 4 to 5,000 extra for his family, I think that's a huge saving, and that's a huge, opportunity for him because of petrol expenditure, right? Today an EV, for 1 kilometer, it costs about 2 rupees. A petrol vehicle costs about 2 rupees per kilometer, and if you add the EMIs and maintenance costs, is actually about 3 rupees per kilometer. For EV, that comes to less than 50 paisa, right? That's the kind of saving we are able to provide to these delivery boys who are running around 100 kilometers every day. So yes, it's an opportunity which is huge, right? Zypp has already touched the right chords in that sense. We have deployed 1,000 electric scooters, and the intent. And today in NCR, when we talk about large players like a Big Basket or an Amazon or Flipkart, in some of their hubs, we've actually taken 50% share, of conversion already from pollution vehicles to EVs. And now they are pushing us that how soon they can make those hubs 100% electric. So yes, opportunity is huge, and which is why we are having this great initiative.
Sure. And 2021 would be what estimate of vehicles which you would see is coming in? I mean, I'm saying you've been
Yes.
aggressive, you can do much better. But even if industry grows with the same kind of pace which we expect, what is the expected vehicle count which you think would go in the market? And subsequent to this question is also the availability of vehicle. Are you having enough supply chain at the back which are feeding you vehicles? And third, infrastructure. What do you say about the infrastructure availability for the EV vehicles?
Great. So very, rightly asked questions. One is what is going to be the size of this market in this 2021? So 2021, all these companies have a large charter, to go electric. So I would say that at least a 5% conversion of all these 60 lakh riders can go towards electric, which is what we are talking about, 30,000 odd vehicles to be deployed at least, right, in this year, which is going to be for just last mile delivery. When we talk about personal mobility, there's also going to be a shift in that. I think the overall demand could be about 3 to 4 lakh vehicles in the country, right, which are going to be, shifted to electric. In terms of OEM infrastructure and ecosystem, we have, a few OEM partners like Hero Electric, there's Ether, there are, Okinawas and smaller players in the world, in India now already building electric. Zypp already is working with the top OEM partners, and they have a huge supply chain available. So from a growth from 1,000 to 10,000 or 20,000 should not be a problem for us to take up that in 2021. The supply chain is already sorted for that. We already have signed up long contracts with OEMs, and they are ready to customize and supply it to us, right? Zypp is also customizing and building its own, first time electric vehicle, which is built for logistics, which is going to be, coming out sometime in March. And the idea is to grow big on the logistics vehicle, which can carry a load of 200 kilos at any time and a very comfortable ride for the delivery executive. So, which is something that we are bringing along. In terms of infrastructure, which is the last question that you mentioned, I think that is going to be a big key for success, right? What Zypp provides today is, we have the entire battery swapping infrastructure that we've built ourselves, right? And we will power that from a franchisee partner. We go into smaller kirana shops or hubs and warehouses, and we set up these swapping stations, which are again app enabled, and which helps the delivery boy to deliver more shipments in a day, right? So all these things are kind of solved in some way or the other, and will not be a problem in expansion.
Very helpful. So let's go now into a deeper understanding of the franchise model. And I think it's a great that you're focusing on technology, relationship management, and also empowering. And the last mile work is done by the franchisee. Now let's understand a little bit for our audience, both at Facebook and on this webinar, to really understand how this is going to be turning out. So especially we can take an example of say a big city where you want to enter next, and we can take a smaller city. And you can talk about the vehicle which will be deployed at what stage and how you build the capacity up. Because this can really surprise. While you have given an estimate of 25 vehicles, but this can move from a particular city from a 25 to 400 or 500 in no time.
Absolutely.
So how does that would make, if I become a master city franchise, what would happen with me? And if I don't have that capital to feed further, then you would have to maybe bring in somebody else to fulfill the demand, because the demand would be much higher. So give us a perspective of how you would really like to see, because you've done it already, and now you're passing on to a franchisee to do it. Give us one example how you would like to say start a city like Surat or a Chandigarh or wherever to do that, and then give me an idea about how you're going to add this vehicle and predictability of the size would come.
Sure. So so the idea is to do a very, very deep exercise before launching a city, right? And that is what we will do alongside with Franchisee India. We know the opportunity size available in any city today in the country, right? When we go to Mumbai, how many vehicles are required versus when we go to a Jaipur, how many vehicles will be required is already planned out, by the team at Zypp Electric, and the demand is already kind of streamlined because we've now done 6 cities. So and we've done Delhi, we've done Gurgaon, we've done a Faridabad, a Noida, and Chandigarh or a Jaipur to understand, what it entails in a smaller city and a big city. So we have that demand panned out. We know what is the e-grocery penetration in these areas, what is the e-retail penetration, how soon these partners are wanting to adopt electric. So the idea is to sit with a franchisee partner and first understand their appetite, right? If they are able to deploy only 25, we will have to restrict the area, for them in a large city format, right? If you go to Mumbai, we might restrict a Thane for a franchisee partner which has a capacity of 50 to 100 vehicles in the first 6 months to 9 months, right? Versus when we go to a Pune, where there could be 500 vehicles to be deployed in the first 3 to 4 months, right? So we will sit and curate the franchisee partners accordingly, right? We can even go with one large franchisee partner to handle the entire city, or we'll work with micro franchisee partners and demarcate the areas of deployment, with them. But since the best part in our case is that we go hub by hub, and region by region of expansion. The way that we do this is we open a large partner with couple of hubs of theirs of about 20 to 25 riders to begin with, and then on top of it add the on demand, on top of it and the offline stores, right? That's the format of expansion for us. So it's not going to be something which will deter the thought process of the franchisee partner. Rather, it's the plan to go and work closely with them in terms of how much they can handle, and hence build a plan alongside with them, so that Zypp is able to support them, and Franchisee India is also able to support the entire opportunity together, to see whether we have to give the franchisee to only one partner in a city or multiple partners, right? I think that's a
Very, very,
process we'll do together.
yeah, very important and very valid point. This opportunity is humongous. Nobody has a clear idea, but we all can see that the next 3 years it would get a multi-x growth. And so, which means that it will not be surprising for me that a Pune turns out to be a 2,000 vehicle market or
True.
even more in that nature. So there is a bigger opportunity. The franchisee should really think through that this can be a very, very serious long-term business opportunity, and which is great time to enter, take some market share and ride on that market share to build further. So it can be over the next 3 to 4, 5 years, can become a sizable opportunity. Akash and team are open for discussing with some larger partners who may start with 25 vehicles or 50 vehicles to begin with as the demand, but they have a bandwidth to not lose that opportunity when it really shows up. And that's where the opportunity is, and that's why Akash is also sharing. While he's an invested company and he's raising capital continuously and he can fund that business, so only reason he's getting into franchising is one, to bring in a last mile fulfillment and involvement of a franchisee that he can handle what I call local issues and the local management, and more importantly the speed of growth. A speed of growth in this business is a very, very important role, and that's why he's sharing the pie with the franchisee to come in. So now, Akash, let's get into the business model, and I will first try to define the capex, and then we'll go to the opex part of it, and understand a little bit of our cash flows, how we want to do that. On a capital side, there was a 8 lakh rupees of investment which is being defined. A lot of companies don't define it, but it's an optional for you if you have a furnished office. So you can really save that kind of money. Am I understanding right, Akash? Because that money,
Absolutely.
large part of your capex is actually putting up that office. And in
Absolutely.
today's time, you get furnished offices. There are more than enough furnished offices are readily available at a very low rental. So you can start with 500-600 of furnished office. So you save that money. You only have to pay a deposit of, say, whatever, 3 months deposit. And so you are getting started. The only investment which really would come in would maybe about a lakh or 2 lakh rupees of your systems or your computers or things of that nature. And if that also you have available, so you pretty much save the entire capex. Now you have a vehicles which you would deploy, which is a part of your structure. Is the financing available on the vehicles, Akash, or it's How does
Yes,
it
it is
work?
available. Zip can definitely help in getting the financing done.
So there is a financing available on the vehicles. So further, you can even bring down that. So you can either use that same capital which Akash has put to actually do many more vehicles, because you can raise the balance one. Maybe you
Yes.
start with 25 of your own vehicles to begin with, and as your business starts showing in, I think the bankers would be happy to lend you. And auto finance and vehicle finance is much cheaper finance available. So you can build up your fleet.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then there is a working capital which is available. That working capital also is a provision which you have kept in tally. Now let's understand, this is so your, while he's shown the returns on the total capital deployed, if you take out these elements out, your return can be much faster from a return on capital viewpoint.
That's right.
So I just wanted to put point there, because sometimes it looks like 3 years a very far structure. It was a 33 months kind of a return. But if you really take out the interiors and take out this entire thing, this can be much lower, and much faster return can really come in for your capex deployed. And if you take some kind of a auto finance, then also it can be further reduced. So now my question is on the OPEX side. Give us a earning potential. How do these 25 vehicles would, if they're deployed, and what time it takes? How's the first quarter revenues look like, and how the second quarter look like, and third quarter look like? And if you can give this, and where it reaches to what I call the optimum performance, which means that the vehicle is sweating out to a level where it can maximum do it, and or an optimum level, and then you tell us a peak performance. At what stage you feel that you will hit the peak performance, and you start predictability of adding new vehicles in the system.
Right. So frankly, today what we have done in the model is that we have reached, because we don't know what kind of franchisee partners we'll be getting. So we've built a plan which is very, I would say, a newbie who doesn't know anything in the market is coming with us, and we are, trying to handhold them from day one. We have taken in this model on the prediction side that we will reach in the last quarter of the first year on the peak potential, which is going to be like a 85 to 90% of utilization of the vehicle. While if there's a franchisee partner who has the knowledge expertise of operations, and they already have these basics sorted, which is the office, the hiring power of people, the grounds team is already deployed, then I think we can reach ideally the peak performance of the vehicles in a month 5 or month 6 only, right? So that is where you can actually push this very quickly, and the capacity utilization can reach a 90%. In fact, we've done today the year one capacity utilization to be just at a 65%, while in Zypp, we within the third month we reach a 85% capacity utilization, which we've done in the case of franchisee partner in an year two use case. So again, if the franchisee partner is smart and they are able to execute well on ground, then we can be very quick in terms of expansion and in terms of getting returns, right from year one, is what I can say. What is the earning potential per, bike deployed? Ideally, each bike can earn up to, up to 20,000 per month, right? Which is the revenue, right? 20,000 is what you can earn by doing shipments, by doing, e-commerce, by doing food, by doing, bike taxi, which is what Zypp vehicles are already doing. We are, using the vehicle throughout the day and sweating the asset for 14 hours, in a lot of our use case, so that every time the vehicle is moving, you're earning, 30 to 40 rupees per delivery, right? So that's the way. And each vehicle has a potential to do up to 25 to 30 deliveries in a day. So that is what I can say is the potential for any bike to earn. Again, in the franchisee model, we've kept it very low, that in the first 3 months, we'll be only able to do 5 deliveries per day, right? And then in the quarter two, we'll reach 10, quarter three, we'll reach 15, quarter four, we'll reach 20, and then year two, we'll reach 25, year three, we'll reach 30. So I think there's a lot of scope of, going faster on this, depending on the franchisee's, will and expertise in ops.
Interesting. So I'd like to now bring in Sonya for taking her questions, and we also have to touch upon a little bit on how this business onboarding is done. When you how you bring the larger accounts, how does that work, and relationship management with these larger accounts. the Amazons and the big baskets and the likes of them. And we will talk about, which you very interestingly spoke, on the local business. We all underestimate the size of that part. Is still about 90% of India. So, which is very large, which means that a local laundry company is sending their goods and doing delivery, or a dry cleaner, or a this too. So the hyper local space is a very, very strong capability. And now you're going to add medicine, and soon you will add liquor, you will add everything which is coming to your home, and delivery opportunity in India is certainly seeing a huge unlock. This was seen in China, 15 years back. The smaller vehicles which we're seeing is all over China. When you go there, they were just around you all the time.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
and they were delivering everything from a tissue paper to us, everything. So it was all delivered. If we were even using, offices were using their own delivery mechanisms to give these vehicles to people to pick up and drop. So all the world was very interconnected in that sense in China, and now we're seeing same thing happening in India. But what I've seen in China and what I'm witnessing now, we're still about you have to go 100 times of where we are to even make impact. So there is no doubt, and I said this in my communication when this lockdown really started, that if I have to put the maximum dollar today on anything which is happening in India, one, I would do it on EV, and second is a hyper local delivery. These are two opportunities which any investor should not miss. This is a very few times where you get an opportunity where you can part of something which is genuinely sunrise, because most of the time there are a lot of things happening, like deep tech, a lot of things are happening, but average investor cannot participate, right? So we get our investors who have 25 lakh rupees, 30 lakh rupees, they want to also participate in these emerging opportunities, but they don't get chance in a lot of things, like OTT, a lot is happening, but you cannot be in OTT, everybody cannot be in there. So there is very few industries which I think a franchisee investor can participate and can still be part of this boom run, which needs to be done. To me, EV and hyper local delivery are such opportunities. Over to you, Sonya.
Thank you so much, Akash, for all the credible work and success you achieved in a short span. And I would second and say EVs definitely are the future, and we are at the crossroads today where EVs will shape the future of transportation. And we're also seeing a big adoption of technology as far as last mile delivery is concerned. And also, this is related to a big surge that we were talking in the huge hyper local commerce that we're seeing in all markets. And Akash, since we have also, because there's a big opportunity, big potential, we also have a lot of big key players also emerging in this space. My first question to you would be, what is the comparative advantage that we has as a company amongst the other players who currently exist?
Sure. See, the good part is that it looks easy from the outside, that, let's buy some vehicles and start doing deliveries. I think that's where the business starts. But I think the way that you would want to expand, and the way that you want to track all the vehicles, the way that you want to drive efficiencies, is where the moat lies, right? And that's where technology comes in, right? You can do 10 bikes with human intervention, but when you want to move from 10 bikes to 100 bikes, from 100 bikes to 1,000 bikes, you will not be able to scale without technology. And which is what Zypp team and the DNA is. We are a tech company, ideally, right? Which is doing deliveries with EVs, right? So we have built the entire tech on how to utilize the vehicle, how to track the vehicle, how to track the rider, how to utilize the rider, how to give that comfort to the merchant so that they are able to track it all, without a human call, that where is my rider, how many shipments he's delivered. All of that is tech enabled. The merchant gets access on day one, they get a panel, they can track everything, they get daily reports, which are again tech enabled, so that there's no human intervention, right? The rider has to do everything through the app, whether it's their punching in, their punching of orders, their uniform detection is also done using the app only, right? Whether they are wearing a t-shirt of Zypp or not, their vehicle, how much battery it has, how many kilometers it is running, when they need to do the battery swapping, everything is tech enabled. And that's the name of the game, right? That is where, large players have not been able to do. Plus, in India, to do anything big, that the large players have not been able to adopt technology well, right? An auto EM could not build the Uber or an Ola, right? A Maruti could not do an Ola. Same thing, a company which is already like a Flipkart also could not do a delivery, right? They could not deliver themselves while they had the money. Amazon still does not do their own deliveries because it is something that's not their job. Their core forte is to bring customers and to buy, right? And the automobile manufacturer's core forte is to manufacture. We are tech-enabled services company, and we have to give that consistent experience to the customer as well as the end customer, which is where I think the entire differentiation lies, right? And that's what Zypp has been able to prove. We've been able to grow 10x over the last 14 months as our own business, right? And we've got from 5 clients to 400 clients over the last 9 months, right? So I think that is the power of expansion, and that is the technology which is talking in itself.
Sure. Great. Now, you also talked about, Akash, in your presentation, you talked about, Zypp creating an experience. So what we're offering her to the end consumer is an experience altogether. And it's not just a transaction end of the day, it's an experience that we are creating. Now, will it also mean additional cost for these merchants? Is there a price to this experience which the merchant would pay for? One, and typically, if you want to give maybe a comparative of maybe you and maybe Apple to Apple, Apple to Orange, what is idle cost of service and how much is Zypp charging for these services?
So, it's very, very curated. Again, we curate our pricing basis the customer need, right? We have a tech-enabled platform. We punch in the number of orders that the customers would want to deliver in a month or in a day, how many kilometers they would want to, use, and then the rate card automatically comes out that this is going to be the pricing for the customer. And we know the mark-to-market pricing if they want to do it with any other player in the country, or if they want to do it themselves, we are always going to be 15% at least, affordable to that customer. And hence they lap the Zypp opportunity, and they embrace it. And not just that, we are not just giving that service at a lower cost, but we are again doing a plus one job, which they were not able to do, right? The rider timing was always a problem. The attendance, whether he's coming also today or not, was always an uncertainty. Zypp has tried to build it all, productized, so that they leave it off and they say that usually, merchants start with one hub or one store, and then after a month and a half, they say that we want to outsource everything to Zypp, right? That is what we've seen for a lot of our partners, right? So I think it is all because of consistent experience and cost saving, which we'll always promise because we are electric.
Okay. Now, coming on the client side again, because it's also the responsibility of the partner to onboard these merchants or clients. And we talked about the period. It'll take maybe the 1 full year to come to a full capacity for a vehicle. And on the other side, we also talked about some of the bigger clients like Myntra and the kinds of them, the Flipkart, where you already associated with. And you mentioned that you will also work with your partners in establishing and maybe, giving them a benefit of these relationships that you already have. So what quantum do you see currently, the demand coming in, which can also be serviced? Because I think when we saw the presentation, these cities were in fact shortlisted, filtered based on one, obviously the opportunity, the other is the demand which you currently are seeing. So
Yes.
how much of this demand which you currently have can be given the moment this, so that they at least have the next 2-3 months and they take these 2-3 months of lead time to create maybe a new pool of client base?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think all of this demand is written on the wall. We already have the large clients tied up with us. There's a direct agreement of Zypp Electric with all these brands that we are working with. Many of these are national brands. They have presence in a lot of cities, and we will open the door on day one when we go on with a franchisee partner in a new city. To get them to deliver on electric, and hence I can say that 25 is a very, very small number to launch in any city, of India, right? We have a potential to do, 100 in the first 3 months if the franchisee partner has the appetite, right? Because the demand is all, signed up. It is with us. It has to be just, captured quickly.
Okay.
So we'll
Now,
give that comfort.
okay. Now, Akash, just to understand, but typically, what is the unit economics for a business like this? We've talked about the investment and we've talked about 33 months as an average ROI period. But if we have to talk about unit economics, what quantum of a business would generate what kind of revenue, and typical margins one would have end of the day after taking out all the expenses, rider and other commission which go to various stakeholders?
Yeah, sure. So if you talk about the kind of EBITDA that we are looking here in this business is anywhere close to 15%, 14, 15% kind of an, EBITDA that is lying in this business, which is excluding all the costs in the business, including employee salaries, marketing, BD, the rider, the vehicle. So all of that, if you take out, you will be able to say 15%, as your final contribution, which is EBITDA, right? Operationally, as I said, that each bike is able to generate close to 20,000 of revenue, right? And if you are efficient and if you are following the right matrix, you can easily save 4 to 5,000 per bike also per month in this business, right?
And well, also I'm seeing a lot of questions also coming in. We've tried take up some of them. So one is, what kind of radius would bike cover? Is there a defined radius which is covered within that city, and how is that defined?
Yeah, it is close to 15 kilometers is where we start off. We make a radius of 15 kilometers, one hub. When we talk about 25 bikes, it's going to be covering the 15-kilometer radius from there.
Okay. Okay. Now the second is on the choice of vehicles, because in the presentation we saw, different vehicles, and these are customized based on the demand and the load. So how is this choice of vehicles based? Because we have talked about a security deposit which comes to you, towards the vehicle which are deployed. Now, how the choice of this vehicle is made, and do you have some data points which can tell the partner, on the demand and say these vehicles are best? So how is that maybe selected?
Sure. See, since we've been here in this space for the last 3 years, so we understand EV very well. Since we've worked with all the kinds of partners who would do last mile delivery, so we've understood their requirements also very well. And hence the vehicles are not something that you buy off the shelf. These are customized to carry the right load and to travel the right distance every day, right? The batteries are also customized with lithium ion so that they can deliver 70 kilometers with a single battery, and also we have an option to do double batteries to do 140 kilometers on every run, right? So each vehicle can travel 140 kilometers with two battery options available in that. And the kind of brake shoes that I use, the kind of seats that I use, the kind of IoTs that I use, all these is customizable, and they come with a warranty of 3 years anyways, on the key parts of the vehicle. So these are things that Zypp has been able to crack, right, for with OEM partners and able to customize, which is something that we are now wanting to pass on in newer cities for expansion. Yeah.
Great. And I think the most important question, because you operate out of Delhi NCR, and already doing great business, and here we are giving a proposition which is for a new territory. We are appointing a master franchisee. Now, as a part of your launch, what kind of marketing support with a new city or a partner get from you? So what are we doing? Are we doing digital? We are inviting our existing partners. So is there a launch plan which will help him maybe make that noise and get maybe the initial set of clients which he wants to? And maybe ongoing also, what efforts is done by the company? While we understand he needs to do a lot of local marketing and reach out to the local merchants and available, but what support would you give maybe at the initial stage when they launch?
Definitely, there's going to be an aggressive launch plan that we will share with the partners who come on board with us. There's going to be a huge marketing campaign when we launch in a city, right? We will announce that Zypp Electric is there so that more and more partners come. We already have a huge lead generation digital campaign engine, which Zypp will continue to run whenever they launch in Surat or in Ahmedabad. We will do localized digital ads to get leads, and we will pass it on all to our franchisee partners. We also have a way that how to approach local partners, and to do that quickly, which is something that we will definitely help our franchisee partners and go alongside with them. We will not leave anything just on the franchisee partner, is something that I can say. It is going to be a hand-in-hand exercise, for the first 6 months, where we will set it up. We will ensure that there's enough and more business. Each franchisee reaches a 85% kind of a utilization level so that they're profitable, ideally in the 6th month only, rather than waiting till year 2. That's the way that we will approach this opportunity.
Great. And we have Puneet Datta. He's asking, what kind of a place are we looking to park the vehicles
one, and I assume he has some area which he also wants to know if parking can be done there. So he's saying, can stilt area in a commercial building be used for the same purpose? And yes, Akash, so what kind of place is ideal for everyone? Where do they park? And since he already has some place, he wants to know if this kind of location is okay for us to park.
Yeah, so again, it depends on the number of bikes that we are starting with. But yes, if we are starting with a 2025, a stilt area in a building is okay to start with because it's covered. So that's wonderful. We'll set up a swapping station out there where so it has to have electricity connections so that all of that can be set up. We would also want to in this area only we will also set up a small area for maintenance of the bikes if there's anything that's required, whether it's doing a puncture fitting or cleaning. All of that will be done, which ideally can be done in a small area. You don't need a large facility again to do that. So since we are talking about a 400 square feet area, a shed covered parking or a stilt area or a separate parking outside the building which is having a boundary is something that's okay.
Okay. All right, great. And the other is, the insurance of the vehicles and the inventory, because it's a security deposit. So the asset, which is a vehicle, sits in your books, right? The company, which is you.
Right.
And who takes care of the insurance and the maintenance as such?
So the vehicles are all insured. We will get the insured vehicles only onboarded, uh, whichever are onboarded in this ecosystem. So they'll get the insurance done via Zypp Electric. And when you talked about who will own the vehicles, Zypp can own the vehicles, not a problem. Which is why we are charging a refundable security deposit. But if the franchisee partner wants to get the finance, we can always try to get that also arranged via our banking partners and also our NBFC networks. We can always create that also as an opportunity.
Okay, helpful. And also the maintenance is something which a franchise partner needs to do, correct?
Yes, we will do the training for that, but yes, franchisee partner will have to do the maintenance.
Right. Kash, now on the training, how are we training our partners and also the riders? Is that happening in Delhi? Are we doing it virtual? Do we have a team that goes at the place? How does it happen? And it's also important to shortlist the right people as riders. You talked about, there are things that you take into consideration. So how does that happen? And the franchisee himself scouts for these partners, or you would already have some data, because you will have a lot of inquiries coming on the portal. It's a joint effort. How does it work? So one on the training and the other is recruitment of these riders.
So to kick off the opportunity, we definitely will help our franchisee partners to hire the riders. We have a huge network of lead generation again on this side, and also the databases to get more riders. So we'll help initially the franchisee partners to hire the delivery executives for Zypp, together. And once the franchisee understands, then they can also do local hiring, because there's a lot of ways to generate local opportunities to get riders, so that can be done. And again, as I said, that it has to be a hand holding exercise. It's nothing that going to be done only by the franchisee, right? Which is where we will get deeper into these discussions once we get the right interest.
Sure. I'll take maybe one last question. So I am seeing Miss Riddhi. She's apparently from Himachal Pradesh, and she says Shimla in the list of potential cities. Now, would you also be looking at other areas within Himachal Pradesh apart from Shimla, for example, Manali, considering Manali is a good potential area for expansion for various outlets? So when we look at Shimla, is it just Shimla as a city we're looking, or we are giving the rights for other, locations also nearby?
No, I think there'll be good opportunity in Himachal. There is not just Shimla. There are a lot of nearby areas where we can go. And as I said, there are smaller towns in and around these areas where deliveries are already happening, right? So if there's an opportunity for groceries, e-retail, and fashion in any city in the country, we can look at it, right?
Great. And Akash, one more thing, is there any specific profile of partners that you would seek, or would you say, some relevant experience, and if not relevant, some complementing experience would add maybe some value to you or your partners? Is there something on the profile that you would wish to comment?
Sure. So one thing which I would want to highlight is that this is going to be a little bit on the people management side and also the asset management side. So if someone understands operations and ground realities of that market, I think that that is going to be the best profile, from a franchisee partner perspective, because you got to handle the assets, you got to handle people, and it is something which is going to be required. And if that's the appetite, then everything else can be handholded with Zypp's technology and marketing.
Great. Thank you so much, Akash. And before we sign off, I will also request maybe a word or a message from you to the entire audience who's listening and considering this is a great opportunity. And also at Franchise India, we receive a lot of inquiries every day for people looking at last mile delivery franchisees. So maybe a message from you to all the people who are exploring maybe an opportunity like this in this sector.
Great. So I think the one last message that I want to give to everyone is that, Zypp Electric is a mission. It's not a business, it's a mission. It's a mission to make the country pollution free. It's a mission to solve the problem of so many merchants who are wanting to give a great delivery experience to their customers. And it's also a mission to empower a lot of boys who want to earn money on how they can get, employment opportunities, or also earning opportunities with Zip. So it is a great opportunity in that sense, which you can be proud of, rather than doing a business. It's a thing that you are joining the EV mission of the country, empowering so many people and delivering that happiness on every day. When you'll see that vehicle, knocking your doorbell and delivering that, fashion product of Mintra via Zip, I think that will give you that smile, and which is what Zip can touch so many lives every day with you. So it's rather than a business, it's a mission. And hence I would like, people who would want to join this mission together with us and make the country pollution free.
Very well said. It is a great opportunity. At Franchise India, we're very proud to partner with Zypp, and we're very, very proud to take this whole opportunity and mission which Akash and team has created. Is also a collective mission with Franchise India as a team member with them now. And we will pass this opportunity to all our investors, which are about 3 million people out there in India, so that they can really consider this as an opportunity. As I said, this is the future. This is an opportunity which you cannot afford to miss. If you really want to be serious, you need to be part of this an opportunity. And we will set up a large investor meet where we would invite selected prospects to come. And Akash, you want to set up a date if you want to really do that, where we can really do an investor meet with our potential investors, qualified ones.
Sure, Gaurav. Definitely we can set it up as we get the interest.
Is 19th, which is Tuesday. I'm just proactively working on that. I think if it is your diary gives you open day, then 19th, if we can lock, then we can bring in about all qualified investors, and we pre-qualify them, share their profile. We have a qualifying document which we'll share with you, so you know who you're talking to, what are we discussing with them, and what is their queries, so that more productive time can go on a one-on-one, and we can start. So is 19th a good day, or you want to do another day?
Yeah, I think I would say 20th or 21st would be better. 19th, I have a couple of meetings. So
20th, let's go as early.
Yeah, let's do
20th.
that.
So friends, is 20th where we are doing investor meet with Akash and team, and you should be prepared for it. Our consultants will really do a first round of qualification, and then we will do that piece. So 20th, we are taking a investor meet.
Sure, Gaurav.
Great, Akash. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming over, and really appreciate you taking time out. And we wish you all the luck, and your mission should be possible. And you should build the largest last mile mobility company, not only in India, probably in the world. So our best.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Akash, for coming in, and we look forward to working with you and bringing our prospective investors on 20th of this month. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Look forward to do that. Thank you. I saw one comment that we should have spoken in Hindi. I'm sorry. Next time we will do that. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks, the entire team. Bye-bye.
Over to you. Ashwin.
Thanks, Akash, for joining in today. We would like to thank all the dear participants as well as our panel member for joining this particular webinar. Please do write to us at our business hotline number, which is 97176 83838. You can connect with Franchise India team. We have different social handles, information on your screen. Please join us at the Facebook page of Franchise India Brands Limited to see individuals brands representation as well as different submits we have done till now. Connect with management team of Franchise India at their respective LinkedIn IDs. That's the information on your screen. And tomorrow, we invite you to attend Prolong. That's the brand we are bringing and representing tomorrow. We are into gaming zone. So do not miss this chance. Join us tomorrow by doing registration at the same business hotline number. You get a confirmation mail. Sharp 12 p.m. We would look forward to have you for this another webinar. Thank you so much once again for joining in today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much. Thanks, Akash.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.